Ariane Wynne, who was still preparing how to avoid the man, stopped dead in her tracks upon seeing who was in front of her. MarkTremont walked over and was followed by a company of a crowd of teachers and students. His tailored suit fitted him like a glove, the inky black shade contrasted his skin, making him look fairer, while he wore a gentle smile. Wherever he was always in the limelight. Tiffany dragged forward Ariane, who was still dazed. "Mr. Tremont, it's all thanks to you, the other day. Ari here isn't good with words. I'll thank you on her behalf. You look much better. It seems that your recovery is going well. Thank you." Failing to avoid the interaction, Ariane's line of vision caught the tenderness in MarkTremont's eyes. Unaware, her heartbeat sped up during that brief moment. "No problem, see you." He patted her shoulder softly, an action that was unquestionably ordinary. However, his "see you" ruffled Ariane. She could almost foresee the impending scene, for when she arrives home. In a flash, a strange man in a cap rushed to MarkTremont's back. From Ariane's angle, she coincidentally spotted the knife in his hand. Her eyes widened as she subconsciously pushed MarkTremont away, causing the knife to stab straight into her shoulder. Following Tiffany Lane's scream, blood splattered on MarkTremont's face. He was stunned for a second before he hurled his fist at the man and pulled Ariane to him. Ari, the culprit, was promptly restrained by the campus security while MarkTremont sprinted out the gate carrying Ariane. When Ariana saw the bloodstain on MarkTremont's face, her subconscious prompted her to wipe it. He was a clean freak. It must have felt disgusting. He was even frowning. Before her hand could reach his face, however, she blacked out. MarkTremont looked murderous standing in the corridor outside the hospital emergency ward. The glacial aura he exuded prevented anyone from coming close. Beside him, the dean was anxiously shaking. Never in his dream would he have imagined that there would be an accident for all of MarkTremont's visits to the campus. "Mr. Tremont, it's really an accident. I'm asking for the culprit to be investigated. We'll make certain of it to pass all necessary judgment." MarkTremont's reply was nothing but a cold scoff. His response made the dean shudder, and kept his mouth shut. After some time, a few bodyguards in black suits and sunglasses hurried over. "Sir, we've looked into it. The offender is a fool who's mentally challenged. 21 years old, son of the Southline University's cafeteria lady. He's usually the handyman of the cafeteria. His actions today were completely unfounded as he was unable to answer anything we asked. Due to his condition, it's highly unlikely to send him to jail, then send him to the mental institution. Is an aggressive lunatic supposed to be kept on the campus to continue harming others?" MarkTremont's reply came close to a low growl, his deadly frosty tone echoing in the corridor. "Yes, sir." The bodyguards left in a hurry once again. The dean was hesitant to speak, wearing a troubled look on his face. MarkTremont cast his gaze at him and sneered. "What is it? Are you unhappy with my decision?" No. It's just that. The fool's quite foolish, yes, but he's not psychologically ill at all. He's usually very polite and well-mannered. I don't know what went wrong today. A sane person will go crazy in a mental institution, let alone a mentally challenged one," the dean spoke quickly. MarkTremont snorted. "You can go instead." Cold sweat dotted the dean's forehead. No, you're right. We'll do it your way." No one knew how long it had been until the doors of the emergency ward finally opened. The doctor who came out was the same one who treated Ariane Wynne when she fainted the last time. He walked straight to MarkTremont and said, "I mentioned the patient's poor health last time. Her anemia has positively worsened. Now that she has suffered from severe blood loss, make sure she is properly nourished after this. The patient's wound is quite deep. Closure of the wound is now completed, but scarring is inevitable. The patient is no longer in a critical condition now and can be admitted to a normal ward. She can be discharged after a few days of supervision." MarkTremont's tensed form relaxed, though it was nearly unnoticeable. He breathed out a long exhale. "Thank you." He probed. "Mr. Tremont, I can try contacting Miss Wynne's parents again. It's out of place for us to trouble you. This is the school's duty." MarkTremont was quiet, merely tailing after Ariane Wynne and the nurse to the patient's ward when the former was wheeled out. Mr. Tremont, Miss Wynne doesn't seem to have reported her guardian's contact number to the school. It's said that she's an orphan, so she probably doesn't have any other family. The school will be responsible for her hospitalization fee." "Mr. Tremont, we appreciate your help," the dean said, carefully standing at the ward entrance. There were a few seconds of silence before MarkTremont spoke. "Fill mine in." "What?" The dean was caught off guard. "Her guardian's contact. Fill mine in." When Ariane woke up, the sun had already set. The neon lights and falling snow outside could be seen through the VIP ward's window. The warmth in the ward compared to the cold outside were two different worlds. Hearing a noise from inside the room that came without warning, she turned slowly to see MarkTremont working on his laptop while sitting on the couch. The man's hands with striking strong joints tapped the keys softly. The concentration on his face took away some of his usual piercing sharp features, while his lips that were tightly pressed together looked unforgiving. Woken up. The man closed his laptop and looked up at her. Ariane wanted to get up, but even the slightest movement brought her a dull pain to her left shoulder. It was then that she recalled what happened. MarkTremont went forward to check her wound. Don't move. Ariane stayed obediently whilst the pressing urge from her lower abdomen made her incredibly awkward. She wanted to go to the washroom, but there was only MarkTremont here, and her mobility was compromised. Any minor movement would cause agony to her. Injury. As if noticing her unease, MarkTremont asked, "Do you want to go to the washroom?" "Yeah." Ariane Wynne blushed. MarkTremont said nothing as he attentively helped her up. His gentleness was unlike his usual self. Even then, Ariane was still breaking out in a cold sweat from the pain. Crimson stained the bandage around her wound. 2 bodyguards came to send their meals around 7 at night. MarkTremont took the porridge to the bed before helping Ariane up. When she was securely propped up, he picked up the porridge to feed her. Not daring to reject him, Ariane ate carefully. The tonic in the porridge overpowered the food's original mild taste, but it was not horrible. She could tell that Mary made it. Ariane was rather fidgety, not used to MarkTremont's sudden care. I can do it myself." MarkTremont looked at her coldly. Ariane looked down without another word, her long lashes casting a shadow on her face. For each day that Ariane Wynne stayed in the hospital, MarkTremont stayed for the same amount of time and took care of her without leaving. He was still as stern and offish, but somehow, she felt that something had changed.